A good finishing move in professional wrestling always makes for a solid match ending. Corbin uses his finisher brilliantly. In the WWE, there's a tendency for things to be overused, whether they're catchphrases, advertisements or perhaps even finishing moves. Everything gets diluted down to the point that members of the WWE universe just aren't interested in them anymore, and that's definitely the case with the finishers in particular. Pulling off and protecting a decent finisher is a lost art nowadays, with the majority of big-time matches featuring several kickouts as opposed to building up to one use of the move. It's a good tactic to be used sparingly, but when it occurs on a week-to-week basis, then it causes fans to throw a lot of those finishers to the side and label them as weak or not that effective. It's a common trait among the smart fan base within the internet wrestling community, and it's something that will likely never subside. However, it's still interesting to look down the roster at some finishers that, number 1, End of Days, Baron Corbin. End of Days is an extremely effective move. A lot of people refer to this as Corbin simply rock-bottoming himself, when in reality the move is a whole lot more than that. The momentum that swings the opponent back before thrusting them down towards the canvas is extremely impactful, and it's a shame to see how far it's fallen considering how many people were raving about it when Corbin debuted down in NXT. It has put away a lot of top talent, and ever since Corbin was promoted to the main roster, it has helped to make him look a lot stronger. The move can really be hit out of nowhere, and the wrestler can use clever reversals, counters or even a simple setup to initiate it, with it being similar to the RKO in that sense. If WWE wants Corbin to be a star, number 2, Big Ending. Big E. Will Big E ever enter the main event picture courtesy of the big ending? Nobody seems to appreciate the big ending, with one of the main reasons being that they don't understand how it hurts the opponent. It's an odd statement to make considering that if you take a moment to watch it, the opponent's head is clearly dropped down towards the canvas along with the weight of Big E himself. It's a solid power move that makes Big E look like the man-mountain he really is, and if he ever goes into a singles run again, then it's a great way to put away some enhancement talent leading up to a big-time match. There are many reasons why people were tipping E for success down in NXT, and one of them is the big ending. Over. Number 3, Scissor Kick. Alicia Fox. Fox is painfully underrated in WWE. Alicia Fox's recent character development is certainly interesting, and it could lead to more opportunities for her within the Raw Women's division. However, her best asset may well be the scissor kick that she's been utilizing for years now. As we saw with Booker T back in his day, this move is an effective way to subdue your opponent and essentially knock them out for the 3 count. Fox has been criticized for doing it dangerously in the past, but when that thing hits, it's one of the most effective finishers out of the entire women's roster. It should be used as a guaranteed match winner, with Fox pulling it out when she feels like her back is against the ropes. Who knows, maybe they could even play a neck injury angle into it too. Number 4, Rough Rider. Zack Ryder. Ryder deserves another chance upon his return from injury. Zack Ryder has never really been given an extended run at the top of WWE, with his Intercontinental and United States Championship reigns being all too brief. However, one thing that Ryder will definitely have going for him upon his return is the Rough Rider finisher. It's a fantastic way to pin your opponent down because you get the double whammy of their head hitting the canvas, in addition to the leg coming down on top of them. It's quite a babyface move which suits Zack down to a T, and it's another one of those moves that can be pulled out of nowhere. You could argue that setting it up is actually the more interesting way to do it, but regardless, it's still entertaining to watch, and Ryder always seems to execute it with flawless precision. Give this guy a chance, WWE, because we want to see more of the Rough Rider. Number 5, The Neutralizer. Cesaro. The Neutralizer guarantees full impact. Cesaro has looked set to break into the main event picture for a long time now, but for one reason or another, it's never quite come to fruition. It's a shame too, because we would love to see the Neutralizer be used to win a world title someday. It's a great way to completely render your opponent helpless, and the impact they have upon hitting the canvas is always effective. Plus, Cesaro can hit it on literally anyone, as was proven when he lifted up the mammoth Great Khali a few years back. The fact that Cesaro is so strong is what makes this such a highlight reel of a finisher, and WWE would be foolish not to push Cesaro